Located high in the ship on Deck 8, appropriately named the bridge deck, is the nerve center of this great ship, the bridge. From here, all propulsion, maneuvering, navigation, communication, and safety systems are fully controlled. Through its angled windows, one has a commanding view of the ship's surroundings. The bridge is manned 24 hours a day by a crew of 5 highly trained Norwegian officers. They bring with them the centuries-old traditions of seamanship passed down by their Viking ancestors. For each has pursued his career through the Norwegian Maritime Academy and has several years of experience. The captain aboard a Royal Viking ship is the supreme commander of the various departments. Besides guiding the operation and navigation of the vessel, he is also responsible for overseeing everything that happens on board. The staff captain works closely with the captain to ensure a smooth-running ship. He is also fully qualified to take over as master should the need ever arise. The remainder of the first and second officers take turns manning the bridge. They each work on a rotational watch system of 4 hours on, 8 hours off. Prior to each cruise, the navigator selects the appropriate charts needed. In the chart room, he will lay out the various courses required to complete the journey. The ship is about to sail from port now. The captain and a local pilot proceed to the dockside bridge wing. They are about to carefully maneuver the ship away from the dock. The quartermaster is standing by the helm, and the staff captain is at his post next to the captain. He relays the captain's orders to the other officers posted forward, aft, and at the ship's gangway by a shortwave radio. The pilot, through the captain, gives the appropriate directions to the quartermaster. With the turning of this small helm, 28,000 tons of steel steadily moves away from the dock and turns about. Shortly afterwards, this great ship is gracefully gliding through the channel markers and heading out of the harbor to the open seas. At the outer harbor limit, the pilot's duties are finished and he disembarks. The quartermaster stays at his post until the ship is out in clear waters. The ship is now switched over to automatic pilot. The navigator sets the course headings on the repeater, which is connected directly to the main gyro compass. The ship will continue to go steady on the course set until the navigator decides to change it again. From the main propulsion control panel, the captain controls the ship's propellers and bow thrusters. Dual controls are also located on both bridge wings. Once out at sea, all maneuvering of the ship is done on the main panel. In case of any control malfunction, the bridge is also equipped with an auxiliary control panel. These 2 main control levers are each connected directly to the ship's 2 main 4-bladed variable pitch propellers. Regardless of the ship's speed or directional movement, the revolution of the propellers is kept constant. Speed and directional movement is altered by varying the pitch of the propeller blades. Through the control levers, the pitch can be changed by as much as 55 degrees within 20 seconds. In fact, this vessel, running at full speed of 20 knots, could be brought to a complete stop within 4 ship lengths. For added maneuverability, the ship is equipped with bow thrusters. Located beneath the waterline at the bow of the ship are 2 66-inch variable pitch propellers. They are set within 2 open tunnels running through the ship's hull. By using the bow thrusters in conjunction with the 2 main propellers aft, the captain can easily maneuver the ship sideways into and out from a dock. This ship is also equipped with stabilizers. Located below the waterline, about midships on each side, are 2 gyro-controlled 14-foot by 7-foot hydraulic fins. Normally, they are tucked within the hull. However, if the ship encounters high seas, the stabilizers can be fully extended to control the ship's rolling motion. Also located on the bridge are the ship's fire alarm and fire control systems. The entire ship is divided into small sections or loops. Each section is equipped with several smoke and heat sensors. If the current is broken in any one of the loops, the fire alarms will sound on the bridge. The captain will then immediately implement the ship's strict safety and fire procedures. Navigation has come a long way since the days of the Vikings. For centuries, they used only the sun, the stars, and their wits to chart their course across the oceans. Today's navigator has several ways of determining this ship's position. When the ship is located near the shoreline, radar is utilized as the main navigational aid and anti-collision device. This main radar station is the latest in marine technology. Royal Viking Line ships were the first to have them installed. Out on the high seas, artificial stars, or navigation satellites, are used to fix the ship's position. The 5 satellites in orbit around the Earth and the ship's computers allow the navigator to accurately calculate the ship's location within 100 yards anywhere on Earth. Because the satellites have taken the guesswork out of early navigation, today's Vikings are able to establish their position precisely in any kind of weather, day or night. Throughout the voyage, the ship's position is recorded at regular intervals in the ship's log. Other pertinent information, such as port arrivals and departures and the ship's operations, are also logged in this master record of the cruise. During your cruise, you can feel safe and secure in the knowledge that you can be reached by your loved ones back home. For this great ship has a modern communication system. The next stop on our tour is the radio room. The radio room is located on the bridge deck. Here, the chief radio officer and 2 other radio officers are in constant touch with the outside world. When the ship is at sea, the radio room is always open. Within the confines of the radio room, the officers work with 3 generations of communications equipment. When the ships were first built, they each were equipped with 2 highly advanced shortwave radio systems, as well as a Morse code system. Over the years, telex and fax equipment has been installed. Today, the officers work with the latest satellite communications equipment. They input messages into the computer terminal, and with the push of a button, they are sent to their destination by satellite. Ship-to-shore calls can also be made by satellite. Satellite calls are fast, reliable, and offer immediate connection. They are also advantageous in case of emergency and in receiving weak messages from far away. However, every now and then, you still can hear the familiar sounds of Morse code. The radio room also receives the Associated Press and satellite news, which are the ship's 2 news services. As well, local radio and television stations, when in reception range, are picked up and sent to the ship's internal communication systems. You are able to share your cruise experiences with your friends and relatives back home by radio and satellite ship-to-shore calls. Simply call the radio room from your cabin phone. To send a telegram, all you do is fill out a form at the reception desk. However, when the ship is in port, the radio room is not in operation. The officers are finally able to put their feet up and relax for a little while. The Royal Viking Skald is your daily shipboard newspaper. The original Skalds were court poets to the Vikings. They chronicled the exploits of their Viking kings in elaborate verse. Though this contemporary printed version is not in sonnet or verse form, it will keep you up to date on world news, shipboard information, services, and activities, as well as complete port of call details. Throughout the cruise, the Skalda editor composes and lays out the paper. Then it is published in the ship's printing room and delivered to your stateroom each evening. Each of the ship's 400 staterooms is connected to a broadcast center through the cabin radio and the closed-circuit television system. You have 3 radio channels to choose from. They offer light background and classical music, shipboard announcements, news, and shoreside radio. There are also 6 television channels offering Royal Viking Line and shipboard information, movies, music, and signals from shoreside when available.